Have you ever watched an animated film and wondered how much of its fantastical world is actually rooted in reality? It is fascinating how stories can blend ancient legends with compelling historical events, creating something truly unique. The animated film The Secret of Kells does indeed draw heavily from real history, particularly the devastating Viking raids on early medieval Irish monasteries. The fearsome figures known as the Northmen in the film representing the Norse Vikings who terrorized coastal communities across Europe, including Ireland, starting in the late 8th century. Historically, these raids were not just random acts of violence, but strategic attacks targeting wealthy and often isolated monasteries. Irish monasteries like the one depicted in Kells were centers of learning, art, and treasure, making them prime targets for Viking plunder. The raids were frequent and brutal, leading to the destruction of sacred texts, the theft of precious relics, and the displacement or death of many monks and scholars. The film masterfully incorporates this historical backdrop by showing the constant threat of these invaders and how it impacts the lives of the characters, particularly young Brendan. It highlights the desperate need to protect invaluable cultural and religious artifacts, much like the real monks who sometimes fled with their treasures or fortified their settlements. The narrative of safeguarding the Book of Kells itself reflects the very real efforts made to preserve such illuminated manuscripts from destruction. One interesting historical detail is that while Viking raids were destructive, they also led to cultural exchange and eventually some Norse settlement in Ireland, establishing towns like Dublin. While the film focuses on the immediate threat, it subtly nods to the profound impact these interactions had on Irish society. The depiction of the Northmen as a force of chaos also draws inspiration from early Irish texts, which often portrayed them as a divine punishment for the sins of the local populace. Ultimately, The Secret of Kells uses the stark reality of Viking invasions to underscore the fragility and resilience of knowledge, art, and faith. It transforms a dark chapter of history into a powerful story about creativity surviving in the face of destruction, reminding us that even in the most challenging times, human ingenuity and beauty can endure.